Hi students, welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Mbide, and in today's session we are going to learn about essays and specifically planning for an essay. So before you write an essay, what should you consider? What are the things that you need to have in place in order for you to write an essay? As you know, you will be required to write essays in English paper 3. So it is important to learn what to do, how to plan for an essay, so that when you start writing your essay, it is a seamless process for you. So before we go into planning for the essay, it is important to know what is an essay. If you're asked to define an essay, are you able to do it? And so we can say that an essay is an analytical literary composition dealing with a specific topic. So you can be given a topic to talk about. You can be given something in maybe a set book to talk about. So a specific thing that you're talking about. So whatever you write, that is called an essay. And it is important to plan for an essay before you start writing so that you know what you're writing. When you start to write, you know what you're writing. One disadvantage of not planning for an essay is that your essay may end up disorganized. You may end up having mixed up points. Maybe something that was supposed to be in the first paragraph ends up being in the last paragraph, so your work is disorganized or repetitive. Maybe you repeat something 4 times because you didn't plan for it, and you may also miss the crucial points. So that is why it is important to plan before you even start to write. And so this planning process that I'm talking about can be divided into 3 parts. That is the topic interpretation, the material collection, and outlining. So we are going to look at all these 3 parts one by one and see what they are and what they mean. So we are going to start with the topic interpretation. So the topic is the subject of your text. It is the main thing that your essay talks about. That is what we call the subject. And it is important when you see the topic, it is important to understand exactly what it means. The topic could be a sentence, it could be one word. If it is more than one word, it is important to understand each word, what does it mean, so that you're able to start writing down your essay. And topics can be statements, they can be phrases, they can also be questions. So a topic can be divided into two. We could have the content and also the operation or direction. So what do I mean? The content is the subject of the essay, and then the operation is how you will deal with the subject. So are you going to report? Are you going to discuss? Are you going to describe? Are you going to argue? Or are you going to reflect on it? So let us take an example of that statement: the importance of mobile phones. The importance of mobile phones. So mobile phones in that in that topic, we can call that the content. That is what your essay will be about. Whatever you're going to write will be about mobile phones. So how are you going to talk about it? Will you report? Will you give points of why mobile phones are important? Will you describe what a mobile phone looks like? Will you discuss? Will you argue and give the advantages and the disadvantages of mobile phones? That is what we call the operation. How will you approach this topic? So after you have understood your topic, we now go to the second part, which is the material collection. And the material you collect, or the material that you gather before you write an essay, is called data. And it should be solid, it should be accurate. So for example, when you take the example of that topic, the importance of mobile phones, then the data you're going to collect is maybe what is a mobile phone, how can you define a mobile phone, You can even go ahead to give different examples or different types of mobile phones. So as you research, as you ask people, as you search on the internet, you're collecting data. And that process of collecting data is called research. You're doing research, asking people, uh, checking on the internet, reading books, all that is called research. And so there are different ways of research. Like I've just said, you could have questionnaires, you could conduct interviews, maybe one-on-one interviews with people. You could read books or articles or newspapers, magazines. All that can help you in collecting of information and collecting of data. And so as you're doing your research, write down the important points. So if you meet someone who and they tell you all the phones they have ever owned, you can write down which one they like the most. So write down the important points. So we are now in the final stage of planning for our essay. You have your topic and you know what it means. You have collected data and you're now at the outline or the plan. So, and there are things that you need to do here. The first one is to analyze your data. Analyze the data you have collected. Check if its quality, the quantity, the variety, the accuracy. Because let's say you gave out questionnaires, you may find that there are some people who have similar answers, so you don't need to repeat them. You just take one and then select the most relevant points. So in that data of yours, the data that you've collected, check the points that are most relevant to your topic. So remember, the topic here that we are using is the importance of mobile phones. So your most relevant points there should be centered around why mobile phones are important. So if maybe someone gave you an experience of how maybe their phone was stolen, that may not be very relevant to this topic. So you select the most relevant points and then choose the points that you're going to go with and the ones that you're going to use, and then put the others aside. And then now the ones that you have decided to use, organize them as points in logical sequence. That means in order, in chronological order in which you want to bring them out. And then also identify the main ideas and the supporting ideas. So the supporting ideas support or back up the main ideas. And you can even sketch your essay plan. You can have a draft of how your essay will look like. So we can have a look at an essay outline just to see what it may look like, what your essay outline or essay plan may look like. So for this example here, we have the topic being the dangers of illegal drugs. That is the topic, the dangers of illegal drugs. So you know that whatever is being talked about here has to do with illegal drugs and their dangers or their effects. And so you can see number one there, the main point, the first point there is the introduction, which is dangers of illegal drugs. And then what will support it, or the supporting points will be, will have to do with mental and physical health, law and security, and economy. So how do drugs affect the mental and physical health of people? How do they affect the law and security of a society? How do they affect the economy of a society? And then the second point there, the main point is definition of illegal drugs. And then what will support that is banned by law in all countries, banned because they are dangerous, organizing cartels, dealers, and peddlers. So you can see this person is breaking down what they are going to write so that when they start writing, then it is easier for them. And then you can see the main point there is mental and physical health dangers of drugs, and the supporting points for that is addiction, users cannot do without them, committing crime to get drugs, robbery that is, drugs damage the brain and the nerves. You can see another main point is dangers of illegal drugs to the economy, and that will be supported by cartels and dealers make a lot of illegal money. Do not pay tax, spend lavishly. Another main point is law and security danger, and it will be supported by hire criminals to protect drugs, bribe officers to allow them to deal with drugs. And lastly, we have the conclusion as the main point, supported by dangers of illegal drugs are many. Drugs endanger health, security, and economy. Drugs are a real threat to society. So that outline, when you look at that outline, you realize that the sentences are quite short. Remember, this is not the essay itself. This is just something to help you when you start writing the essay. So your points can be as short as possible and still grammatically correct, but this will help you. So if you're given this outline, even if you're not the one who wrote it, I believe it will be quite easy for you to write an essay following this outline because it is very well defined. You know how many points you're going to have, how many paragraphs you will have. You can maybe give each point, each main point, a paragraph. So an outline will help you with such things. And so that's it for this topic. This was in an introduction to essays, and this is just planning for the essay. So in the next session, we're going to learn about now writing the actual essay. What do you need to do? But before that, you can have a look at the quiz just for further practice. Develop an essay outline for the following topic: the importance of mobile phones. So you can use the structure that you just used to develop just an outline if you're given this topic to write about. What are some of the points that you're going to have or to consider? What will your outline look like? Thank you for tuning in and see you in the next session.